If you're sick and tired of the day job of doom, then consider becoming a full-time real estate investor with Tax Lien Deed Investing. And in this video, I'm going to walk you through the basics on how to leave that job and get into real estate investing full-time. If you're tuning in, back in the day, you might know my story, but I was working on an oil rig. I hated life. And it was Tax Liens and Deeds that allowed me to get out of that crappy job and actually move out of the -40 to the nice weather. So let's talk about how maybe you can do the same here and the steps that I took to be able to make this a reality. So let's get going. I'm Dustin Hahn. Been doing Tax Liens and Deeds for a long time, and I help people get into this business so they can maybe use this to get out of the old day job of doom, or just over broke, as they say sometimes. That being said, if you like your job, there's nothing wrong with that. This is about being happy and being able to do the things you want to do in life. So one of the first things that you need to do is obviously you need to educate yourself, right? You're not just going to hit the road in the dark without a roadmap. So that's what brings you here today, is you are educating yourself. You need to set some clear goals and figure out what this business is and how it works. So if you're watching this, odds are you haven't even purchased your first tax lien or tax deed yet. So you need to learn the difference between liens and deeds. See which one of these investment models fits you the best, because with liens you can earn 18 to 36%. Well, they start a bit lower, but you can earn up to that. And with deeds, you can buy property sometimes up to 95% below market value. So if you're just tuning in and you really want to get started, I always give away a totally free mini course called the ABCs of Tax Lien and Deed Investing below. It'll show you exactly how to start. It's totally free. There's some on-demand trainings. Get your first deal in 30 days. Tax Lien and Deed Investing 101. Tax lien and 100 tax deed facts that you absolutely must know. This will help you further your education. There's a link below in the description. Nothing to sell, totally free. While you're at it, if you like the content, make sure to hit the thumbs up on this video. Subscribe if you like it. Share it with folks, maybe in the end, if you want to get them into this as well. So next thing you want to do, you want to set those goals, right? How much do you need to be able to successfully replace your income? Maybe a little less, maybe a little bit more. The next thing you need to do is, depending on your situation, figure out like what your emergency type of fund is. How many months worth of income do you want to have in the bank to be able to sustain this? Okay, so that's going to obviously vary. You know, if you're a young guy or girl, woman, you could be, I don't know, 2 weeks. You know, maybe you only need 2 weeks worth of funds, right? Because you know you're going to do this, you're going to burn the boats. Maybe you have a family or a high-paying career, and you have some, you know, you got that Mercedes Benz in the driveway, and you don't want the repo man to come and take that thing. So what you're going to need to do is probably have a bit more reserves. So maybe you have that now, maybe you don't. Maybe you have some lines of credit. So that's going to be personalized based on how uncomfortable you are. For me, I had some oil field toys, and I sold my snowmobile, my motorcycle, my dirt bike, got a little bit of cash as my cushion, and I gave myself about 2 months, and it actually worked much quicker. I ended up actually getting my deal within about a week after learning about tax liens and deeds. And it was 40 acres of land. I bought it for 4,200 bucks, sold it for 20 grand, and I was hooked. I was off to the races. So for you, obviously it's going to vary, right? So what you need to do here today to take action is figure out which one appeals to you the most. Is it the liens? Is it the deeds? Is it both? Do you live in a tax lien state? Do you live in a tax deed state? Do you live in a hybrid state? Do you live in a place like Texas or Georgia where they do auctions on the first Tuesday of every month and they're a redeemable deed? You need to educate yourself. Or do you live in Florida where they do both tax liens and tax deeds? Okay, so your research starts here today, all right? You want to become familiar with the terminology in this business, and you'll do that by watching these videos. From there, what you want to do is, well, start networking, go to some real estate events, start building your connections in the communities where you're going to be investing, all right? From there, start small and kind of build up quickly. The beauty of a tax lien is you can buy a tax lien for like 20 bucks today, and you can get all of the experience during that you're going to need when you're buying hundreds of tax liens. You could go and buy yourself a cheap piece of land at a deed sale or over the counter for a couple $100, maybe sell it for 5-10 grand. This is the only industry where you're able to go ahead and do stuff like that. But you need to start, okay? Next thing I can recommend is do a bit of a diversification, maybe throughout a couple counties, maybe throughout a different couple, twisting my tongue, a couple different types of properties, okay? The big thing here is that you can do this as long as you're dedicated. You just need to put in a little bit of time, a little bit of focus, and stick to it. Decide, I'm going to go with tax liens and deeds, or tax, one or the other, or both, and stick to it. There's so much noise online. You have a million different directions. You got crypto, you got Amazon, you got commercial, you got this, you got that, Stick to this. Real estate is black and white. It can get you there and it will get you there. You just have to start taking some action, start educating yourself, okay? So what you can do today, you can start finding out, do you live in a lien state? Do you live in a deed state? Start to make that plan and write down, I need this much money to replace my income. I want this much in reserve funds, and then go for it. Take the swing, okay? Because time's flying. I don't know about you, but the longer I live, the faster time gets. And if you want to use this business to create a legacy for your kids or your grandkids, or be able to just go out on the boat, build a sports car, whatever it is, build your garden, you have to start now. Now is the time to start. So thanks for watching. If you like this stuff, like I mentioned, give us a thumbs up. It helps the video. Ask me a question in the comments if you like. And then from there, subscribe if you like this information. Share it with anybody who wants to get into it. And once again, in the link below is a link to the free book, the free training. It'll get you started. And then from there, if you want to book a call, we can speak with you one-on-one and just tell you what to do, where to go, and how to do it. So that sounds weird, but nobody likes to be told where to go. But in this situation, we'll definitely be able to help you. It'll be a great conversation. And thanks for tuning in. I really appreciate you taking the time to come here and go through this content, and I'll do my best to help you on your journey. We'll see you in the next one.